We're here at the Air Canada Centre where Masai Ujiri has just been formally introduced as the Raptors' new general manager. I mean, we all saw this coming. It's been out in the news for a while now. But Steve, I mean, we came here wondering about quite a few things about what he was going to do. We really didn't get a whole lot of answers, did we?
No, just we got a kind of an example of his enthusiasm and his confidence and everything else. No, not a lot of answers. I think he did sort of address the Dwayne Casey deal, and he sort of suggested, and I don't know if you read the same thing, Mike, that barring something that unforeseen, that Casey will be the coach next year.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't definitively come out and say Dwayne Casey will be my coach, but you're right. I mean, it seemed like he wanted to have a few more conversations with him, wanted to get his opinions on what the roster was like, but he really didn't leave himself much of an out in terms of saying sorry, you're gone.
Right, and he basically said the same things that new GMs always say. The foundation is good. One thing about this press conference today, Ujiri, is just he's over the moon to be back in Toronto. I mean, he was just bursting with enthusiasm. It was pretty amazing. Although nobody asked him, had the chance to ask him, at least in the public press conference, about Andrea Bargnani, Mike.
No, exactly, and that's obviously going to be one of his first things he does, if not the first thing he does. I mean, that's a big piece of your roster and a big chunk of money tied up that they've got to make it. That Masai's got to make a decision on: is he staying or can he get rid of him? I'm not sure how that's going to fall out, but I mean, that was definitely one that didn't get addressed on the public side. What did get addressed was the fact that, like you said, he is the over the moon part. I mean, he was just, I think he said at least 6 occasions, guys, I'm home. And I mean, that, to me, that was the takeaway from today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I thought he was going to break out in tears at one point. And the other thing is, I asked him about, one of the problems with this franchise over the years is just not just attracting free agents, and that's a problem with every sort of smaller market team in the NBA, but also keeping your best players like a Chris Bosh. And like, a number of GMs have said before him, he doesn't think it's going to be a problem, Mike, but that has always been a problem with Toronto in the NBA.
Yeah, and I think to his point, he was talking about Andrea, or going into Denver, where they haven't had a whole lot of success in getting big name people, and they got Andre Iguodala to go in there. So I think I think he's got a bit of a track record there that we can say, there is a chance here he can do that here as well.
You're absolutely right, Mike, but it'd be interesting to see. We've gone through this a lot in the past with new GMs and new confidence and optimism. We'll just the proof will be in a year or two down the road.
For the Toronto Sun, I'm Mike Ganter with Steve Buffrey.